today as he continues his free agency tour. And in baseball awards season, today, Manager of the Year honors will be handed out in both the American and National Leagues.
It's time.
You know what time it is?
Especially in the first half.
We at Bama, we're trying to be the best.
Always just win a national championship.
Something cool to look back on.
We don't want to waste a failure.
You're inside the game.
John Mechie on the ground.
Appreciate your interest in the game.
On your home for Alabama sports.
Alabama wins.
Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota. And now, here's your award-winning host, Ryan Fowler.
How are you doing, Tuscaloosa? Hey, we're going to be hanging out with you for the next 4 hours. Let's have a little fun. Jaish is behind the glass. I'm Ryan Fowler. This is Tide109.com. Remember to download the Tide 100.9 app. It is a free download. Android, iPhone, Google Play, listening devices. Simply enable the Tide 100.9 skill. And a couple of weeks ago, we did a major update on our app. And if you're listening on the listening devices, you can unload that app and then load it back. And I think you'll be just fine. We appreciate you dialed in with us this afternoon. We're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to do a Southern Ale House score prediction day. Alabama, Oklahoma. Got a big guest lineup for you. We will talk with Mike Detillier. WWL, the big 870. Mike Detillier is going to join us, and we're going to talk about a lot of different things. I mean, don't think we're just going to box him in with SEC, but when we look at the college football playoff rankings, absolutely, yes, sir, absolutely. We're going to be talking about the college football playoff rankings and the combination of, what does it take for Alabama? Obviously, if you went out, you feel pretty good about your situation. If you are in a spot where you're looking at this Alabama football team and, later this evening, this will be the part that's not going to be publicized. And it will be, but it will be, I guess we could pull the audio. I guess, can we record a teleconference? I think we can. But I think it's time to start diving into a lot of different things. And I think Mike Griffith last week kind of proposed an SEC type of logic to them and asked them. And then Kirby Smart, I went back and watched that post-game press conference, post-game media availability. I thought Kirby Smart nailed it. Listen, I've been critical of Kirby Smart. I think he did a lot of great things at the University of Alabama. But, when you're rivals, you probably say things that you probably regret. But if you look at Kirby Smart taking up for the SEC, I don't know if there was another time that when you step back and you watch him in that moment talk about, hey, this is the league. This is the league. This is the league. You could pretend all that Mickey Mouse stuff. When you look at the teams, I was on in Norman, Oklahoma earlier, or Oklahoma City, I think it was. And one of the things that we went into it, I said, you take Oklahoma, 1-5 in the SEC, 5-5. Now look at their losses when you look at Tennessee, okay? Quality football team. It'll be probably a playoff team, or at least projected at this point to be. Texas, you lose to Texas, which Oklahoma's been doing. South Carolina, quality football team. Shane Beaver's got them guys rolling. Ole Miss. And then you look at the Missouri Tigers. So they've lost to all ranked teams. All ranked teams. When you look, they lost to Missouri, Ole Miss, Texas, and Tennessee. So when you go through, take Oklahoma out. Put them in another conference. What would they do if they were still in the Big 12? Probably pretty dominant. I think they'd win a lot of football games. But this SEC, as we know it, right? We watch it every single week. We have a chance to dial it in. And when you look at this Alabama football team going out against Oklahoma, it's going to be a big matchup. We're going to go to Oklahoma. Chris Plank is going to join us. He does radio. He's the sideline reporter for the Oklahoma Boomer Sooners, and we'll talk about what are they looking for, and I want to talk from his perspective. Keep in mind he works for the team, so he's probably not going to say anything from a negative approach with Brent Venables. But is he truly on the hot seat? And that will be one of the topics that we'll dive into. I'll be very curious to see where you have it today on our Southern Ale House score prediction day. Southern Ale House. 2 locations in Tuscaloosa to serve you. You got the original location, then you got Dockside. And today is Burger Day, by the way. Philly cheesesteak burger, pretty good option right there. Pimento cheeseburger, absolutely. Smokehouse burger, those are great. Bacon cheddar ranch tots, those are awesome. They're going to be doing Taco Tuesday at Dockside. So 2 locations waiting on you for a dinner option. If you're thinking about Southern Ale House, 1530 McFarland Boulevard or Dockside, we're going to give away a nice little gift package. It's Oklahoma. It's a game that I think most of us, when we saw the SEC schedule, we kind of got excited because it's a trip to Norman, Oklahoma. It's a trip that Alabama has not been in quite a few years. You look back, Alabama played them in 2018 down in Miami Gardens and was able to defeat them on our way to California A, and then we got beat. Okay, I won't bring it up, but we did. We did. That was the Lincoln Riley game where he called his team up because they were about to get hammered. I mean, Alabama was beaten on that head in the first half, and he called them up and pretty much rallied the troops and made it somewhat of a respectable game when you look at Alabama and Oklahoma down in Miami Gardens. But Alabama gets a chance to take on another blue blood when you look at the world of college football. That'll be one of the things that we'll dive into. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it, and we'll take your predictions. Look at the call board. It looks like Paul in Lincoln will be the first guy that we'll dive into. So we'll do that. We'll also award our winner from last week. Had a great prediction, Jaisha. I didn't miss the prediction by 3 points, but this guy was even closer than I was. I mean, I only missed it by 3. I had 52 for Alabama. I had 10. I had 10 for Mercer. I thought they would score a couple of more points and came up a little bit short, 52-7. We'll discuss that. We'll set the stage for college football. We'll do it coming up in just a couple of minutes. My journey. This is Kiana Coote. He is now putting his name in the transfer portal, and he was also a guy that was suspended for the team. Kalen DeBoer made that announcement prior to the Mercer game, but that's one of those that kind of grabbed us, I guess, following the Tennessee and kind of learned a little bit more about Coote, and he's putting that out. Pete Thamel had the story, so we'll credit him with breaking the story. Let's go to New Orleans, WWL, the big 870. Mike Detillier, I hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome into the game in Tuscaloosa. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Ryan, I'm doing well.
Good.
Yes,
good.
Ryan.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think we didn't hit the on-air button as quick as we should. So that was on our end. That was not you, it was me. Mike, a lot of things to talk about, but kind of give me your understanding there from LSU, because I know a lot of people want to talk about it from a local perspective, and what's the reaction been like down there?
Well, it ain't good. So, people they upset about it because Brian Kelly had sort of targeted this year 3 of the breakout year. And I think, for most LSU people, they thought they could make the top 12 and be in the playoff contention. That didn't happen. And they have peeled apart like a bad onion since the second half of the Texas A&M game. And so a lot of the ills we spoke about in the offseason has shown up magnified. Their inability to stop the run, giving up big plays in the passing game, not knowing exactly what you were going to have in the running game. Because Jaden Daniels masked a lot of the ills there. He rushed over 1,100 yards last year. A lot of that was impromptu. This is in Brian Kelly's basket. This is his team. He got nowhere else to point. And very disappointing. So, Ryan, here's the best part of it. It would take a couple of different scenarios for it to occur. What happens if the Tulane Green Wave make the final 12? They're going to play in the conference championship game against Army. So the private school from New Orleans could quite possibly sneak in to the top 12. Now, again, man, you talk about the flap hitting the fan. That would be it. The flap would hit the fan if somehow, some way, a first-year head coach in John Summerall brings Tulane to the tournament as one of the top 12 teams.
But
how about that, baby?
Okay, and no doubt. I mean, when little brother beats little brother, and they make it a part of the conversation. But Mike, is there anything LSU can do about it? Because, I mean, this contract is fully guaranteed, or at least 90% of it, right? 90% of the contract?
90% of the contract is guaranteed.
I said Brian Kelly would win a national title at LSU in his first 5 years. I told the audience yesterday, throw eggs at me now. Let me eat crow now. I'm going to go ahead and back out of it. I don't see it. I don't know if he can turn the corner.
Ryan, that's a toughie. I wouldn't have said that, but it's going to be much tougher to win a national championship today than any other time because of sort of the gauntlet that you got to go through. But then it's been disappointing. They dominated Florida in time of possession, in total yards. They can't score touchdowns. Can't score in the red zone. They got to keep kicking field goals. You're not beating anybody that way. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Florida's very good. So what does that tell you about LSU? Florida's starting a true freshman quarterback. They have a true freshman running back. There are 2 tackles. Man, LSU was getting pressure off the edge every play. And they still couldn't win. Still couldn't. It's amazing how this team has come apart like a cheap soup since the second half of that Texas A&M game.
That's a great point. I mean, because it was all headed right there. Even going into last week. I mean, if you can't get prepared for Florida, because you would think the motivation would be there, that there was still a pathway. I mean, mathematically, they were not eliminated from the SEC title game. I don't understand. I mean, the Alabama game, that team did not look prepared, Mike. It just did not look like they were prepared.
They got their ass kicked against Alabama. Every which way. They were outplayed, outcoached, out-hustled, everything. That's the bottom line. They got beat up against Alabama. And they looked as though they had not seen one game film of Alabama. Now, Kirk Herbstreit said something that I picked up. Oh, well, it's the lack of talent. My thing is, who told you that? Brian Kelly told him that. Come on, you can't say, okay, after 3 years of recruiting, that it's a lack of talent. Who the hell's doing the recruiting? You are. That's an interesting comment because I guarantee you that came directly. Brian Kelly told that to Kirk Herbstreit. That he said that. Okay, what? So in the 2025 draft, what, they're going to have 7 or 8 players drafted?
Mike, it's one of the richest states in the entire country. How can it be a recruiting issue?
Listen, that's an excuse. That's an excuse. And he's masking the fact he has not done a good job in the portal. I give him credit that he's done a pretty good job in the state of Louisiana recruiting people. But his transfer portal people, Jaden Daniels was that. I mean, Jaden was gold. But really he needed help on defense. He needed immediate help on defense. And he didn't get it through the transfer portal. Here was the thing. Last year, LSU, I mean, every team that played against them ran the football. Every team, right? Look what Alabama did to them when they played them. Brian, they had 3 defensive tackles taken in the draft. 1 in the second round, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Okay, so you couldn't stop the run with 3 NFL players? 3. Brian, it's a little bit more than talent here, okay? It's a little more than talent here. And to me, it almost seems like a disconnect between the players and the coaching staff. I've been through that before with teams. There seems to be a little bit of a disconnect. And sometimes it does happen to a coach. You can't get to a team, and it's a lost season. I think that's what you're looking at here for LSU. You're looking at a lost season. can Brian piece it together in 2025 is going to be the big question mark. Will Campbell told me in an interview, he always called me coach. Yeah, he said, Coach, 10 wins get you fired at LSU. Well, Brian Kelly ain't getting the 10 wins.
Well, and Mike, you said it a couple of seconds ago. You can, in this current system, you can flip the script. I mean, So I guess my question is Mike, how stable are they on the NIL fund? Because struggling,
very stable.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, they're doing really well, and if I've seen right, it looks as though from the composite, if they had the signing day tomorrow and they signed all the guys they got commitments from, they would have the number 1 rated recruiting class for 2025. Okay, my thing is that's great. Are those freshmen going to play? How many of them are going to play? And so a lot of people said, oh, they brought all those kids in for the Alabama game. That's got to be a disappointment. All I can tell you is if I was one of those freshmen watching LSU Alabama and I was watching from the stands, my deal is, man, I can play at LSU pretty quick, can I? Look how bad that was. And so, Ryan, it's a real dilemma you have here with Brian, and I think it all boils down to they have not been able to connect with these players for 2024. It's been a major disappointment, and I've been around coaches that has happened before, that you have a team that for whatever reason they don't react well to you. I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening here.
Mike, I want to ask you about the college football playoffs because Kirby Smart made a point, and maybe this gives Brian Kelly a little wiggle room. I know you lose to Florida and maybe not there, but do you think people outside of the SEC totally grasp what it's like to play in this league? Because I think they have this animosity towards the SEC and they try to throw darts at it. I just don't think that people truly understand the level of difficulty it is until you experience it week in and week out in the Southeastern Conference.
No, they don't. I do shows all over the country. The first thing they bring up is this SEC bias. I was like, okay, get on a field against those SEC bias teams, and you'll find out. It's not SEC bias. It's reality. And you see the best players in the country, some of the best coaches in the country, and they all in the SEC. And look at the talent pool that's down here in the South. So I think they don't quite get it of what it takes to get to a 10-win season in the SEC. I'm not talking about a one-loss team. I'm talking about getting to 10 wins with an SEC schedule. And it's tough because you in a gauntlet week in, week out. And you know what, everybody, Vanderbilt's on the schedule? Well, we can take care of them. Not quite the case. The way Vanderbilt has played this year. And LSU fits in to find out. They play Vanderbilt this week.
They're not going to lose to Vanderbilt, are they? I mean,
Ryan, listen.
I'm
not going to say
mobile quarterbacks have been a problem, though.
Mobile quarterbacks have been a major issue for LSU, so I wouldn't rule out of the possibility. And they're playing with no sense of confidence, nothing. This is a team that they're looking for somebody to make a play, and they just can't find it. But to answer your first question, when you go across the country and do shows in California, New York, Chicago, wherever, they have no idea how difficult it is to coach and play in the SEC. The best conference, the closest conference to the NFL. And again, they have the best coaches here. And man, that pool of talent is unreal. So, that it used to be for the NFL, any given Sunday, any given Saturday in the SEC. Any given Saturday. who would have thought if I'd have told you who's the hottest team right now in the SEC? South Carolina.
Oh, man, wow. What a good-looking football team.
Think of that part. And, man, listen, Alabama squeezed that one out. LSU squeezed the win out. And then I still don't see how LSU beat them, but whatever. And they had their chances against the Crimson Tide, too. So you just don't realize how difficult it is until you see it year in, year out, and appreciate what you're watching in front of your very eyes.
Mike, when you look at the college football playoffs, how many teams do you think deserves a spot in this college football playoffs from the SEC?
Well, I think Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, hard to leave them out.
How about Tennessee?
That would leave out Tennessee. What does that do to Texas A&M? Another team. You're not going to be able to take 6. But I could see 4. And again, I think maybe the most talented team, I think Texas and Ole Miss, I think are really close. If you judge talent, it's close with those two. And then I think certainly you got to look at it the way Alabama, if they can finish strong, it's going to be difficult to leave them out. And Georgia. And, boy, did we see Carson Beck this week? Man, that was the guy I thought I'd see all year. Really, that was the guy I thought I'd see all year. Man, he pieced it together against Tennessee. He was money in that football game. That's going to leave a couple teams out that would be deserving maybe in another year. But you can't get everybody in. And that's something Tim Brando and we've done shows, and Timmy's brought it up about, Mike, even if we expand this to 16, there are going to be a couple teams saying, wait a minute, how did we not get in there? But he said, the 12, you're going to leave out a couple of SEC teams that are good enough that they could possibly make a run in that series. But if you're asking me now, I think it's 4, and I think Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama will be the 4. And that leaves out Tennessee and A&M.
And so, Mike, I want to throw you into this because you don't have a biased response. We're all biased here, so we answer it the way that we want to hear it answered is the way that most of us do it in Tuscaloosa. Let me paint a scenario. Let's say Alabama beats Oklahoma. They're a 14-point favorite. They beat Auburn here. You got a 5-win team this week, a 4-win team next week. You go to the SEC title game. Let's say that you get beat. 3 losses. How does that impact that college football playoff appearance, in your opinion?
You still go in. Let's say you go up against Texas and you lose to them, and you're going to eliminate them because of that. If it's a close game, I don't see how you do it. Now, again, perception is reality. Look what happened to Florida State, lose their quarterback, and they get trashed at the end of the season. They really take a thumping. And I think the committee, understanding with not their top 2 quarterbacks, we may get a team that gets thumped. And if Alabama stays healthy and this is a close game in the SEC championship game, they're in. They're in, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Mike, you got to remember, these commissioners want to protect that conference championship because it's a major moneymaker for these conferences. It's not just the SEC, the Big Ten, and everybody else that has a conference championship. They don't want teams to be persuaded not to play, right? I mean, it's a moneymaker. Chase the dollar.
Yeah, and you look at the Big Ten and think about, Ohio State's going to get in, and Penn State's only loss was to Ohio State. Indiana now has stuck their toe in the door. So would you have 4 teams from the SEC and 3 teams from the Big Ten? That would be 7 of the 12 right there.
Mike, this is another bias question. What the heck's wrong with my Dallas Cowboys?
It's unfixable at this stage.
Ooh, I don't want to hear that. I mean, I'm not saying this year. I mean, we're fighting for the top pick.
It's a long-term rebuild for the Cowboys. You've got so much money tied up in a few people, like CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Ryan, I don't know how you dig your way out to be a major player in the free agency game. I thought, have drafted pretty well. I don't think they've developed their defensive linemen very well, but this is a major rebuild for the Cowboys. Major. You ain't even the state champs, okay? Houston took care of that last night. You ain't even state champ. It's a major rebuild, and I think Jerry Jones will go down as one of the most influential owners in the history of this game, especially from the financial end. He did things other owners didn't do, and he sort of wrote the blueprint of how to do it, how to market your team. Jerry has never been the same since Jerry and Jimmy weren't the team. And that fateful day that you decided you were going to cut loose Jimmy Johnson changed your fortunes forever. On the field, not fortune that he made, but fortunes on the field. They've never had anybody that was that type motivator and talent evaluator. And I think in today's world of the NFL, you have to be a master psychologist to be successful. And also you have to be able to have a good sense of talent evaluation. Jimmy had both. Jerry thinks he can do that, and he can't. Again, it doesn't take away from what he's done off the field. He has shown every owner how to do it. He was very influential in getting Los Angeles back their teams, the Rams and the Chargers, in the major markets. But, man, Ryan, this isn't going to turn around quickly. The offensive line needs major rebuilding, defensive line, major rebuilding. What are you going to do with Micah Parsons? How are you going to pay him? This isn't a one-year fix for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys.
All right.
And who's going to go in there and work under Jerry's umbrella? Who's going to be that guy?
Well, you talk about that ego, Jerry Jones. So does he? The buzz is, and I heard the guys prior to my show, Corey Miller, which played 8 years in the National Football League, South Carolina, Hall of Famer, going to be inducted in the SEC Legends class. He's talking about Deion possibly going to Dallas. Do you see it happening? Because I'd be all for it as a Dallas Cowboy guy.
I wouldn't rule it out. I have heard Deion numerous times say I have no inclination to coach it in the NFL. None. Could Jerry convince him to come into the NFL? Maybe so. Certainly he's a former Cowboy. I think Deion wouldn't press Jerry for power as far as talent is concerned. Maybe it could work with Deion. But I have heard
if not him, where do you go? That's the issue. Is who's going to work with Jerry Jones? Anyway, I'm soaking up a lot of this interview with my.
Yeah, well, I would think Mike Rabel would be a guy that maybe would work in that situation.
Oh, good.
I'm a big fan. I really like Mike. I knew him when he was with the Titans. I thought he got shortchanged there. GM didn't do him any favors. And then you trade away your best offensive weapon to the Eagles, and that was it. Game, set, match. He won with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. He was the number 1 seed with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Think of that. So I never believed the Belichick stuff. He can talk all he wants about me and Bill are good friends. You think Bill is going to come to Dallas and not want full control? Bill's going to want control wherever he's at. That's not going to work. So I would say keep, Deion, I would not rule out, but Mike Rabel's one of them. That I think but Jerry always loves name on the marquee. You know that, Ryan. He likes that name on the marquee. And so I think maybe he makes a play for Deion to see what Deion tells him. But I've heard Deion say numerous times, he came on our show, him and Bobby are good friends, and Bobby asked him specifically, and he said, no, I have no intentions to ever coach in the NFL. But you never say never. Sean Connery taught us that years ago when he was James Bond.
Mike Detillier, WWL, the big 870. Mike, I appreciate you for jumping on, and have a great show this afternoon, my friend. You and Bobby Hebert and company at WWL, the big AM and FM 870. Mike, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Mike Detillier, always fun to be a visit with him. We'll continue. We're going to take Southern Ale House Score Prediction Day. Southern Ale House Score Prediction Day. We'll talk to Chris Plank out in Norman, Oklahoma, coming up in about 30 minutes. Right here, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Go inside the Alabama Crimson Tide with the Gary Harris Show.
Hey, everybody, it's Gary Harris. Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Boy, we are loaded for the Wednesday edition of the Gary Harris Show. At 9:30, Brett Gillen, head coach of the University of West Alabama Tigers, will join us. They're in the Division II playoffs beginning on Saturday. Plus, Kayla Anderson at 10:15 with the Tennessee Titans report. And Larry the Music Man at 10:30, plus your phone calls. That's the Gary Harris Show, Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide football.
There we go. All right. Here we go as we welcome you right back into the game. Southern Ale House Score Prediction Day. Let's go to Paul in Lincoln. I've been waiting for this call. Paul, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Embrace the suck.
How do you spell that?
Embrace the suck. That's SAUCK.
Now
and the
Paul,
AU
stands for
the Auburn Tigers.
All right. True or false? I heard that you personally drove to Lee County yesterday during the show after you finished work to congratulate Hugh Hefner on his 4th win of the season. True or false?
That's true.
It was a big moment. Turning the corner for the Auburn Tigers.
Right. It's not every day that you beat the Warhawks of ULM, okay? It's not every day you get a chance to beat the Warhawks of the University of Louisiana Monroe, okay? And Ryan, can you believe all the love that the Bugs are getting now? I hear some of the media saying, A&M they need to watch yourselves going into Lee County. That's a tough place to play. Are you kidding me? When's the last time, other than Alabama down there, it's always tough when Bama goes there, but other than that, when's the last time it was tough for anybody to go into Lee County and lose? Are you kidding me? Have you seen what they've done with Power 4 teams that have come into Lee County this year? And most of last year, it's been a joke, a complete joke. And A&M's only a 2.5-point favorite down there. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, what they've still got Peyton Thorne under center. They've still got Hugh Hefner, Hunter Freeze on the sideline. Okay, that's all you need to know. I mean, they've averaged like 17 to 18 points a game against Power 4 teams in Jordan-Hare Stadium this year. And they've lost all of them. They've lost all of them to teams that matter. They've even lost to the Cal Golden Bear Liberals Are you kidding me? You're a joke. You're a joke of a program, Bugs.
Amen.
My gosh.
Amen.
And I tell you what, let me tell you something else, Ryan.
Howard.
LSU is burning.
It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good.
Burning. What about those two clowns, little Maddie Moscone and T-Bob Hebert? What about, is anybody done a wellness check on those two clowns down there? I mean, what a joke. LSU is burning, little Maddie.
I thought, yeah, because Alabama was burning, right? I mean, we were burning. Let me check and see. Alabama's 7-2, and they're in a position to go to the college football playoffs and possibly the SEC title. If we get a little bit of help, I don't think the tide's burning.
Remember, he did all the snickering when Alabama flipped the once SMU quarterback commitment. It was. That started the Bama is burning mantra from little Maddie Moscone, and it kept going from there. Bama's burning. No, little Maddie. Let me tell you something, little Maddie, you little clown. LSU is burning. Stick that in your pipe and suck on it.
Get him, Paul. All right, Paul, we bring it back to the Crimson Tide, as we always do, the epicenter of college football. We're the king of college football. Nobody has more. 18 national titles, all the different credentials we read off every day at 5 o'clock. When you look at this Alabama football team, did you see enough against the Mercer Bears to I understand it's the Mercer Bears, but you came out. I've seen a lot of mid-majors around here. We struggle with those guys sometimes.
Yeah.
Not this team, 52-7. Have we turned the corner?
Exactly. They did. They beat Mercer the way in Alabama is supposed to beat them, Mercer. I mean, they went out there. They took care of business. They didn't let their foot off the gas. They got to play the starters for a good portion of the game, then got them off the field. And then, like you said yesterday, got the backups and got the walk-ons in there. And, some of them kids, that may be the only time they'll ever get that crimson jersey on in Bryant-Denny Stadium. So that they've got a moment for the rest of their life they can share. But yeah, they handled Mercer the way you're supposed to handle Mercer. And now, listen, it's very simple. It's very simple. They've got 2 winnable games to end the regular season, and then you just let the chips fall where they may. Take care of business Saturday night in Norman, and then certainly beat the brakes off the Bugs in T-Town a week from Saturday, and then just let the chips fall where they may. If we wind up going to Atlanta, let's go to Atlanta to win. Go to Atlanta to win.
How crazy would it be if Alabama goes and wins an SEC title after what we've been through this year to kind of the growing, I don't want to say growing pains, adjustment pains, right? Just learning a new system. To be able to flip the script, my.
Exactly. Yeah. It was obviously it was a kind of a feeling out process. We were probably us as fans, we probably overvalued things to begin with, and I'm certainly guilty of that. But as the season's gone on, there were peaks, certainly valleys, but it just seems like right now they've righted the ship and they're all going in the same direction. And it remains to be seen. We still, like I said, got two regular season games to finish, but I like Alabama's position right now. I really do. I really like it.
And there's one thing that I want. Okay.
Yes.
I got to get through Oklahoma because Tommy Thunder would get very, very mad about this. So I better not address this. We'll have to address that next week. But I don't want to just beat the Auburn Tigers. I want to make them think about whenever they kept calling Kalen DeBoer Husky Harsin and all that. I want them to have to get down on their hands and knees and apologize to the Crimson Tide, which they're never going to do. And I don't want an apology from them. But what I want to do is I want to look at that scoreboard and I want to see a score that is crazy big. Hammer. Exactly. But I want to hammer Oklahoma first. We need to hammer these guys. So tiebreaker is on you. Tiebreaker's on you. Where you want to go?
I want to continue to tip my cap to the job that Kane Womack is done kind of bringing that defense back together. So I want to go with Oklahoma total offensive yards against our University of Alabama Crimson Tide defense.
Okay, total yards. All right. Paul, let's get a score. What do you think?
Let's go Alabama 34, the OU Boomer Sooners 13.
Does it scare you that they've had 2 weeks to prepare for Alabama, being Brent Venables?
Well, there's no doubt Brent Venables is one of the best defensive minds in all of college football. He's proven that. But I just think I just kind of think OU's offense is going to struggle against our defense. So, you hit that heavy bag long enough, you kind of loosen it up a little bit, and I'm kind of thinking it may be tight, by halftime. I'm just thinking Alabama will kind of pull away in the second half. Anytime you get 2 weeks, but it certainly didn't help LSU against us. so I'm kind of looking at that. So that's in the total yards for OU. I'm going to go. Let's go 345.
345. Paul, I appreciate you, man, so much. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Roll Tide and roll MAGA.
Thank you. Paul in Lincoln helping us out there. I do remind you about the Wharf. If you're looking for a new pair of boots, Justin, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Georgia, Double H, Timberline, Laredo, and many more. How about a waterproof boot? Raining, much needed rain falling here in West Alabama. You can have the waterproof options there. If you're looking for a hiking boot, you're looking for a hunting boot, work boot, casual boot, Western wear for the entire family. It is the Wharf since 1976, the Working Western headquarters for the entire family. We're going to break here. We're going to continue with more. We got Chris Plank coming up in just a couple of minutes on Tide 100. I debated on letting this guy hold through the break, but I can't wait any longer, okay? I teased him yesterday. This is our winner. Bubba in Northport. How are you, Bubba?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. How about that? I mean, not just close, but dead on the money.
Nailed it. I nailed it. I'm so thankful for Austin Beck. I could hug him.
I mean, you have picked up a nice little prize package, man. Congratulations to you, and we're gonna find a way if you want to come by and grab the package. We'd love to have you.
I'll come by tomorrow.
Okay.
I have to pick up grandkids.
Okay. Anytime after 2. Anytime after 2 tomorrow, if that's all right.
Yeah, I'll be here. First time. How about that?
Man, would you like to thank anybody, Bubba? I mean, go through like a recruit would do. I want to thank my.
I want to thank Austin Beck and the receiver that caught the touchdown pass, and our kicker for kicking the extra point.
And Kalen DeBoer. You got to thank.
And Kalen DeBoer. Oh yeah, and thank you for being such a good friend.
Well, there you go. All right.
I want to say something right quick, okay? I know there's a lot of, Malvin and Biggert going back and forth on air, and, it really needs to stop. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody. I know I've been hard on Joseph. That's my opinion, and I need to keep it to myself. And we just everybody just keep their opinions to themselves when it comes to, if you don't like the caller, you ain't got to go tell everybody on air. So I say we all get along.
So what are you doing? Are you offering an olive branch to your rival? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just saying I'm trying to be the bigger man and do the right thing.
Okay, I got you. Okay. All right.
I just want to clear that up. The game radio show is about Alabama football, basketball.
But
occasionally.
But like any family, we have some arguments from time to time, and
I know that, and that's okay when it's related to, opinions about, Jalen Milroe or whatever. But when you call somebody and tell them they don't like their phone call because they happen to bring up deer hunting one day or something.
Did he call you? Is that what he did? He called you?
No. I heard your app message yesterday.
Oh, the app message.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, give me a score. I got to get to Chris Plank and.
All right, I will get to. I will go 38-13.
38-13, and then we go total yards by those Oklahoma Boomer Sooners.
367.
367, 38-13, 367. Bubba, thank you so much, man. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Tide.
Roll Tide. We'll continue with more. Chris Plank, Norman, Oklahoma. He's next. I have to turn around. I had to multiple times because there's gas stations. Don't worry about gas, but make sure you got not a quarter tank. If you're one of those that likes to ride to 8th and look for a gas station, I probably wouldn't do that because from Fort Smith to Oklahoma City, there's not much. There's a few casinos out there, but it is out in the middle of nowhere. Then you get to Oklahoma City or you start coming into it. It's big, gigantic. I know a lot of Alabama fans stayed in Oklahoma City. Great steakhouses. I'll try to get you guys some other lists because we go out there. My wife goes out there more than I do. Sometimes I'm the the tag along. Other times I just choose to stay right here in Tuscaloosa. Like this trip to Washington, D.C., no thank you. No, thank you. You're going to have a chance to go by you're actually not going to go into Muskogee, but you're going to see a sign for it that will turn. I believe it's a turnpike that goes up to Tulsa. You can see that right there. You'll see it right on the road, but you're not going to pass by Muskogee. But you might take a little detour. Tulsa's a really nice place. Got some friends of mine that live there. Their daughter goes to OU, and anytime we're out there, we love to be able to catch up with those guys. But hey, it's respecting the Blue Bloods, right? Oklahoma's got a lot of tradition. We respect the heck out of that program. Even though Chris Plank did a great job of impersonating Coach Paul Bear Bryant. Coach Paul Bear Bryant used to sound exactly like that. I mean, there's no use of us taking the trip. We have no chance. And then you go out and you beat somebody, 42-7. Not really, but I mean, it's great. So Chris Plank saying it shouldn't be 14, it should be 21. Chris is trying to get that Oklahoma team fired up, being on the sidelines. I'm not saying that he doesn't believe what he's saying, but he could win a degree in promoting or poor mouthing his team. Let's go to Robert in Mobile. Robert, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Hey, man.
That was poor mouth, was it not? I mean, bless their little heart. I mean, I don't even know how they snap the football out there.
I don't totally disagree with what he just said. I look at their other games and I can't say I disagree with the guys.
No, I mean, it's not been a good year. And if you look at the stats, just without looking, give me what you think, just the number. I'm not saying the guy. But what do you think their leading rusher has right now with yards, total yards?
Total yards for the season?
Yeah.
I'll say 700.
Yeah, 577. All right, leading receiver that they have. What do you think? What do you think, Robert? Don't look. Don't cheat on me. Don't cheat on me.
Oh, I can't look. 650.
Not even half that. 299. They have their leading receiver has 200 and listen, I'm not going to do it. I'm done. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Their quarterback has 1,243 yards in the air.
And they've changed that out a couple of times, haven't they?
Yeah. The guy Jackson Arnold, he's got 29. Michael Hawkins has got 536. Percentage wise, pretty much identical. Anyway.
Okay, I just peeked at the last game they played in. Arnold only had 74 yards passing against Missouri. And we mud stomped Missouri. No, I'm sorry. The guy, I hate to do the rat poison thing. I guess
we can't do it, Robert. We can't do it. We can't do it. We don't need to do this. I mean, we got to respect our opponents. If Nick Saban taught us anything in 17 years, It's we. He used to say this. I have a tremendous amount of respect. If I heard tremendous one time out of Coach Saban's mouth, I'd heard it a million times. Tremendous amount of respect. Tremendous amount of respect. We have a tremendous amount of respect.
Well, okay, we felt this way about Vanderbilt, so I guess there's that. so okay, we felt this way about Vanderbilt, so that alone keeps us on our toes, won't it?
I want to see. I'm going to go somewhere real quick. I want to see in the conference total offense. Are they worse than Auburn?
Yeah,
they are.
Well,
they're not even close. Yeah. Wow. I mean, they are dead last, and it's not even close. Wow. All right, man. I got my work cut out for me this week. I mean, I knew it was bad, but Chris Plank just kind of brought the heat right there.
Like you said, if we don't, do them the way we did LSU, with many questions, if we lose the game, a whole lot of questions are going to have to be asked. I mean, you have to question it if we could come out flat. You have to be disappointed that we can run the table. If we don't, if this game isn't like the LSU game all over again, I have questions that we can win the championship. But again, Alabama's Jalen Milroe's B game can easily win this game for us. His C game would have to show up for us to lose this, and I guess that would bring questions.
Well, Tommy Thunder's killing us right now. I mean, he's pounding on his phone right now, trying to get in and correct us. But defensively, they're pretty solid. But statistically, when you look at like total defense, they're 8th in the league. But the biggest problem is they can't get off the field. They have to go back on the field. I'm sorry, because the offense can't sustain drives and just wears them out. I mean, time of possession is ugly for Oklahoma.
Well, they did hold Ole Miss 26 points on defense, so I guess that's good. I suppose that's good. Yeah, defensively they have no offense. Would you ever thought you'd hear that Oklahoma has no offense? I just never thought I'd ever hear that be the case. But they have no offense. They have no. I mean, the defense should be the rack of stats on them. So by that being said, I'm looking for Alabama. I'm looking for, what was it, LSU 42-13? Where we did LSU? Okay, I'm repeating that, 42-13. Alabama over Oklahoma.
Okay, is that what you want, 42-13?
Yeah, 42-13.
42-13. And then Oklahoma total yards against that mighty Alabama Crimson Tide defense.
Yeah, we can say it's mighty now because it's playing mighty these days. Total yards, I'll go to 35.
No, total yards for Oklahoma, 35? I mean...
235.
Oh, 235. I'm sorry, I missed the 2, and I was going, Robert, you believe. I mean, all right, so...
You get 35 yards on the punt return.
So, Robert, here we are. We're on the eve, not the eve, but we're hours away from another college football playoff ranking being released. What are you watching for? Where do you think Alabama will be? Obviously, they're going to move up. How far?
I agree with the coaches poll. I think
seventh, eighth. And think about a home game, because 7 or 8 would get you a home game.
Yeah.
5 through 8, you'll host a game. Can you imagine from an economic standpoint how much of a catalyst that would be for this community? Hotels, not counting on this weekend. Because listen, we know this town is awesome. We love Tuscaloosa. But from an economic standpoint, to be able to...
if they went out, they're going to definitely be... I think they'll probably make it to the top 4 if we went out. Because, Indiana...
And then there goes that home game. Yep.
Yeah, Indiana's going to lose. And they're going to drop way low when they lose. So they'll lose. And
no, you say way low. I'm not sure. I mean, I know the strength of schedule is not there for Indiana, but you lose to Ohio State this weekend, then you got Purdue the following weekend. You're going to win that. So you think 11-1 Indiana gets left out, even with a loss to?
No, not left out, but man, because they'll drop boys out before they drop Indiana out. But I mean, as far as they'll go from what they are, around 5 or something. They probably dropped down. But
yeah, they were 5 last week. They moved them up, but I thought, by moving them up as far as they did, I mean, they from the previous week, they'd slid 3 spots up. BYU, thanks for playing. Have a good day. Appreciate you guys. But I guess when you look at all these different standings and conference champs and Alabama, just keep winning.
Yeah,
keep winning.
If Alabama wins out, if we win out, including the SEC championship game, we'll jump. We'll move to 5 easy, even if nobody else loses.
And I want to watch.
We'd have to beat Texas. We moving in the top 4 if we win out, including the SEC championship. We moving in the top 4. So that's still on the table.
Yeah, I mean, it's automatic if you win out. I mean, you're part of the 4. I mean, you'll be the highest ranked 4 champion. So yeah, you get that bye and you get a month to prepare and get healthy and wow.
So I guess there's that benefit for the SEC championship game, isn't there? Because it's in the top 4. So it's worth playing for now.
All right, Robert, I appreciate you, man. Roll Tide. Right, thank you. Absolutely. Robert in Mobile. Let's go 205-342-9904. Mary over in Georgia. Mary, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
All is well, Ryan. Just enjoying a relaxing day off of work. It's been pretty rainy here today, but
it has been here too.
Otherwise, a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great day. It's super rainy here, and but we're much needed, kind of digging us out of this little bit of a drought that we've been over here in this state.
Yeah, it's been like that over here too in my county where I am. Other than that, it's been about maybe upper 50s. I mean, about lower 50s to the upper 60s today. It's been a beautiful day in spite of it just being all gloomy and rainy and stuff.
So, Mary, what do you think? Alabama, Oklahoma.
I'm pretty confident, but I'm also a little nervous, to be honest with you. I'm just hoping we don't get another loss. I mean, but I'm confident that, we, like I said about the game last week, that we can hold up to the standards that we are. And, just stay disciplined and cover Jalen as much as we can. So hopefully all the pressure won't be on him to run himself, and just keep it that way.
Yeah,
I'm really interested tonight later to see where our new rankings are going to be. I'm hoping we can at least be in the top 8.
Yeah, me too. And I think we will be. I think we'll be at. I think 8's really the low. I'll be curious, and I wish that I think I can get the audio for it, but it's a teleconference afterwards that really reveals a lot of their understanding in that committee. But and especially after Kirby kind of called him out a little bit. I mean, think about it. Kirby kind of put him on notice. Said, "I don't."
That was impressive.
It was very impressive. I mean, he become a statesman of the SEC, and we knew that he was kind of transitioning that way. After Coach Saban departed, so Kirby looks like he's taking a stand for the SEC, and certainly he's fighting for his team. Let's not kid ourselves. But Georgia. Georgia took a nosedive. I mean, they slid 9 spots after that loss. So
yeah, that was a little bit brutal for them. I mean, Ole Miss gave them a run for their money. That was interesting to say the least. But hopefully we can still hold our own and at least get, I'd say, even hopefully in the top 8. But I'd like to at least see us in between that 5 and 7 spots. Just somewhere in the middle, I feel would be a good spot for us.
All right, Mary, what are you thinking? What's your score?
I'm gonna go 36-17.
36-17. Oklahoma total yards against that mighty Alabama Crimson Tide defense.
225.
I like it. I mean, we just keep getting lower and lower and lower. We started at 345.
I'm trying to be conservative.
Chris Plank he changed everything. We should have held him off until like Thursday, but I mean, he is the king of poor mouth. I mean,
yeah.
So
I mean, I thought it was a little bit brutal what he said. I mean, let's just give Coach a chance. I mean, it's his first year. I mean, I believe in him. I feel like he's getting us close to where we need to be. Just give the guy a chance. I would certainly not say that But hey, like we said earlier, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So go for it, pal. That's the way you feel. Go for it. But I'm gonna keep that where I am. So.
All right. Mary, thank you so much for being a part of our show. Roll Tide to you.
Roll Tide. Have a good day.
Thank you. Mary, 36-17, 36-17, 225. We're going to take more scores. Joe and Dothan coming up in a couple of seconds. It is the second annual Big Old Buck Hunting Contest. It's now through the early February, I believe February the 12th. Categories include youth, adult, and bow season. Right now, youth season happening. The prizes this year are better than ever. Visa gift cards for every weekly winner. Grand prizes worth thousands of dollars for the winners of each category. Take your deer, fresh or frozen, to Hicks Taxidermy, and they'll judge the deer, determine the winners for that week. Deer must be taken in the following counties: Tuscaloosa, Greene, Hale, Pickens, Sumter, Bibb, Fayette, Walker, or Jefferson. Only native Alabama whitetail deer are eligible to enter these contests from the specified counties. All rules are on the website. It is the 2024 Old Big Old Buck Hunting Contest. Tide109.com. Joe and Dothan, look at our good friends right there at Southern Ale House. We also got Taco Tuesday, which is something they're going to be doing starting now. When you talk about this, will be the first evening, Taco Tuesday at Dockside, doing some great tacos. We'll talk more about that as we travel on, but it is a Southern Ale House score prediction day. And you can visit Dockside up on Lake Tuscaloosa on Marina Drive up Highway 43, or you can go to the original location. Also, think about catering. We've got Thanksgiving menu. How about that? Yes, sir. Absolutely. They've done a great job when you talk about Christmas and Thanksgiving, holiday catering. Always some great options there at Southern Ale House. Deadline's coming up on Monday if you're thinking about going out and get a little bit of catering done. You can go prime rib, turkey breast, ham, all the great sides, cornbread dressing, sweet potato casserole, squash casserole, that's great. Hash brown casserole, absolutely. Green bean casserole. You can do it all. Let Southern Ale House cater for you guys. 205-310-3625. And you can pick up at the McFarland Boulevard location. Let's go to Joe and Dothan. Joe, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
All is well, Ryan Fowler. How are y'all today?
Oh, man, we're great, man. I mean, especially after Chris Plank coming here and threw down the poor mouthing he did.
Oh, he was he had that rat poison by the gallons. He was just pouring it out everywhere.
Yeah, I know it.
I'm not falling for it, Ryan.
I've asked Jaisha not to put that up. Please don't put it up, Jaisha. We don't want the players getting that.
Absolutely. Ryan, I got to give props. You know, one of my favorite guests that you have on your program is Josh from College Football Nerds.
He'll be tomorrow
and
3:00.
You were talking good. You were talking to Mike Stillier there in the first segment about LSU. And it got me to thinking, Josh came on your program, and this was not long before the season started. It may have been like the first week of the season leading into the first Saturday, or it may have been a couple weeks before. It was there in late August. And he's one of the only people, Ryan, that I remember who said, I'm not buying LSU. He said on your program, explain to me how you're going to replace the production of Jayden Daniels rushing and passing, and your defense isn't going to be any better. Or if it is, it's going to be very minimal. And he was dead on the money. And I just, as usual, by the way, and I just want to give him props.
You know, he's brilliant. It's fun to be able to talk with him. It's fun to be able to discuss a lot of stuff with him. And, you know, LSU, I got egg on my face. And I didn't say I was saying 2024. I just thought they would be competitive in the first 5 years. I thought they'd win a national title in the first 5 years. That's not going to happen.
Oh, I got to eat some crow, too. I mean, I didn't know if he'd win a national title, but I just thought, well, if he can win at Notre Dame, man, imagine what he can do with LSU's recruiting and base, but, you know, in that state. But anyway, but Ryan, going back to the rat poison, I'm not buying it. Listen, we're going to Norman to play Oklahoma for the first time in 22 years. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at us. They've had 2 weeks to get ready. I think it's going to be a tough game, Ryan. I think we win. But I'm going to give you a score of Alabama 27-17.
27-17. Yardage for the Boomer Sooners.
I'm going to go 278 yards.
Okay. Joe, what are you looking for later this evening when the college football playoff rankings are released?
Ryan, what bugs me the most, and I know, you know, we're all basically Alabama homers on this show. And
I'm an unbiased member of the media.
And by extension, we're SEC homers because that's our conference. But what I'm trying to say is I don't like how they're propping up these Big Ten teams. Now, I mean, Oregon and Ohio State, obviously, I have no problem with that. But like you said, Penn State doesn't impress me whatsoever. They have a pretty good defense. That's it. Yeah, you know, I want to see how they continue to prop up these Big Ten teams, and yeah, you know, and I want to see where they have us. I don't know, you know, even though we were impressive, it was Mercer. How far up do we move? And I got to tell you, Ryan, I continue to say it. I'm all for winning the SEC championship, but I'm just going to put this out there. I hear a lot of people, including Mike Tillier, oh yeah, I think the SEC runner-up is definitely still in, even with 3 losses. Ryan, think about it. I know it was a 4-team playoff last year, okay? So this might not be a fair comparison. But just think about this for a minute. Just take a second and think about this. Georgia had won 27 straight ball games. Were the back-to-back defending national champions and lost to us by 3 points, and they didn't get in. So do you think they'd have a problem leaving out a 3-loss SEC team that went to the SEC title game? No. For whatever reason, they seem to have a love affair with the Big Ten this year, and I don't know what it is.
All right. If that happens, look at the repercussions of these SEC head coaches, ADs. They're going to – the immediate talk will be on that Sunday afternoon. We won't even make it to Monday at 2. And there will be coaches that will say, you know what? I see what happened to Alabama. We don't need this conference championship. It's all about money. The commissioners, right, I think, are going to protect this. And I have been looking everywhere for this audio clip, but I remember Greg Sankey talking about not punishing conference champions. Because remember, he was on this playoff committee of designing some of this criteria.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you another thing, Ryan. You know, the funny thing is, like, for example, when you look at it, like, let's say, and on the flip side of that, let's say we go to the SEC title game, right, and we play Texas, and we beat them, right? That would be their second loss. You know, and my thing is, they should. If that's the case, they shouldn't get in. Look at the schedule they played. They gave them an absolute cakewalk this season. Look at that. I've been saying it since August. Look at Oklahoma's schedule as opposed to Texas's schedule. That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, well, and
their SEC schedule.
Well, and Texas would cry. I mean, you know, that's why I'd love to get them in Atlanta. Because
I'd love some payback.
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer is 2-0 against those guys, and Sark. So,
and you nailed it, Auburn. When you were talking, Brian, when you were talking about Auburn to Paul and Lincoln earlier, I don't want to just win this. I want a 2012 49-0 style beat down. I want no mercy shown on these Barners. None this year. I want an epic beat down. None of this, let's fiddle around for a half and pull away. No, sir. We want an absolute drubbing this year.
Woo! Man, Tommy Thunder is going to be so upset with us. Tommy Thunder.
He is. I hope he's not listening.
Tommy Thunder is so mad right now. He's chewing nails because we're looking ahead. I mean, I'm sorry, Tommy Thunder, which is one of our great callers, but he
is a great caller.
He is so mad. He is so mad that we're sitting here talking about this.
He's probably biting on a nail right now.
No, do not talk about it's. And you know what, Joe, that kind of sets up for this trap game, right? I mean, we've always had a non-conference opponent right here.
That's the other thing, Ryan. That though I don't know. You know, I was thinking about when the schedule came out. That's when I thought, you know, at the time I thought Oklahoma would be better than they are. That was very concerning to me, having this game the week before the Iron Bowl. When, like you said, we're used to playing a Western Carolina or a Citadel or whoever, you know.
All right, you've convinced me. We're barely going to win this game. 3 points. I mean, I got to counter.
Well, no,
I got to counter Chris Plank's so positivity. I gotta counter this, man. This Alabama team, they're not worth a flip, man. They're awful.
We're lucky to only have 2 losses right now. What is he talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, come on, Chris. I mean, we should have lost to LSU. I mean, I'm trying to pour mouth all I can. But, all right. Thank you, Chris, or Joe. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Ryan. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Joe and Dothan helping us out there. Roll Tide to you. Southern
Pay invoice on every in-stock 2025 with 30 available, plus every 24 Kicks and Versa in stock. Don't wait. These units will fly away from Townsend Nissan.
The game is powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com. David DeSantis, the largest selection of new Toyotas in over 3 years, can be found on Skyline Boulevard, 3325 Skyline Boulevard. Also a nice inventory of pre-owned inventory. You can find the new Tundra, the 2024, the Tacoma 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. How about a new 4Runner, Highlander, RAV4, Camry, Corolla? For those outside of Tuscaloosa, saved money.
3:30 on your home for Alabama football.
Presented by the Birmingham Racecourse and Casino, I-459, exit 31. You could be a winner, too.
Dos Amigos, Highway 69 in the new Publix Shopping Center. 11 a.m. opening, 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday closing at 9, Sunday through Thursday. Some great Mexican cuisine, the great fajitas, the great desserts, the great lunch specials. You'll find it at Dos Amigos in the Publix Shopping Center on Highway 69. Takeout orders.
They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Touchdown savings, birdie goal.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Roll Tide.
Don Wallace CPA, 527 Main Avenue in downtown Northport. Small business and personal income taxes, payroll, sales tax needs. They can also help you with nonprofit or church accounting or auditing. In business since 1999, they work for you, not the IRS. When you take on taxes, you got to have someone on your side. It's Don Wallace CPA, 205-345-5595, 205-345-5595. Don Wallace CPA, the official accountant of the game.
New Life Art is pleased to announce Daniel A. Moore's newest creation, The Legend, a tribute to Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time. A limited number of Coach Saban's autographs are available in this Coach Saban Fine Art Commemorative. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity.
Within 30 miles. And if they don't have what you need, they'll get it. Cypress Supply, 2036 62nd Avenue, Tuscaloosa. Cypress-supply.com.
Pat's Florist and Gourmet Baskets in downtown Tuscaloosa, 1010 Queen City Avenue. For over 60 years, they've been serving our community. They specialize in a large inventory of fresh flowers, weddings, gourmet fruit baskets. If you're trying to lift someone's spirits, it is Pat's Florist Gourmet Baskets by calling 205-345-5093. Delivery options are available, but it's more than just flowers at Pat's Florist and Gourmet Baskets, 1010 Queen City Avenue.
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Innovative artisanal methods that echo the legacy of the West, because upholding tradition and heritage is second to none. Dan Post at Boot Barn.
Nuke's Eatery, they're on the fringe of the campus of the University of Alabama, close enough that you can smell the championships. The Nuke's Q sandwich, still the #1 sandwich across the franchise. The French dip sandwich, I think, is going to challenge for that #1 spot. The double club, the single club, you can pair those up with a great sandwich, salad, California-style pizzas, all available for catering from a group of 5 to 500, a small office party to a large corporate event. Joel Bromfield, they've done a great job for my family. They'll do a great job for you. 205 University Boulevard, 205-758-2455. Nuke's Eatery, close enough that you can smell the championships.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Dan Beyer.
The Jets fired GM Joe Douglas today. They're just 3-8 on the season and won just 30 games in his 6 years as general manager. Phil Savage, the former GM of the Browns, will serve as the interim GM for the Jets for the rest of the season. The Cowboys lost last night to the Houston Texans, but they will continue to start Cooper Rush at quarterback. He'll get his third straight start in Week 12 against the Commanders, according to head coach Mike McCarthy. The Giants send veteran quarterback Tim Boyle to their practice squad, while the Big Ten determined Oregon has earned a spot in the Big Ten championship game on December 7th in Indianapolis. The league ran all the scenarios for the final 2 weeks of the season and found out the Ducks wouldn't finish in less than second place in any of those scenarios. The New York Mets acquired outfielder Jose Siri from the Tampa Bay Rays, while the Dodgers are reportedly meeting with free agent outfielder Juan Soto. Manager of the Year awards will be handed out later tonight by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Boston Bruins fired head coach Jim Montgomery.
Rolling down a backwoods Tennessee byway, one arm on the wheel, holding my lover with the other, a sweet, soft southern thrill. Worked hard all week, got a little jingle on a Tennessee Saturday night. Couldn't feel better. All
right, let's go to Atlanta. Do the credentials first. 18 national titles, 30 SEC titles, 147 first-team All-Americans, 77 postseason appearances. Nobody has more. 45 postseason victories. Nobody has more. 4 Heisman winners. Certainly there's some teams out there like Oklahoma who has more than just that. When you look at our great friends out there in Norman, Oklahoma, go out and see the Memorial Stadium if you do that. The Heisman Trophy winners is pretty awesome around the stadium. They also got their national championship coaches. And, hey, we're talking a little Alabama Crimson Tide football. And we are always powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota. TuscaloosaToyota.com, 3325 Scotland Boulevard. And online at TuscaloosaToyota.com, the great dealership right there on Scotland Boulevard. How about renting a Toyota? Yes, sir, absolutely. You can. You can go out and see the service department. Always some great options there. We appreciate those guys for being a longtime sponsor of the program. We're doing a Southern Ale House score prediction day. Let's continue with more phone calls, and we go to Mac Bama over in Atlanta. Mac Bama, it's good to talk to you, man. I hope all is well.
Doing good, Ryan. Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide. It's a great day, man. It's a great day. I'd love to be able to make a couple of trips to your city.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of in a dilemma about that, and I'll go into that in a minute. But
okay.
First of all, I want to thank you for dropping Jeff's name to me from Daniel Moore. You know, I told you about my Barry Krause print that I got, the goal line stand, and I called Jeff up, and he told me all about it. You know, gave me some options on framing, and the question I got. So I know you got like a promotional thing going on for 20% or something.
Yeah, we do.
Like that.
We do.
So what, I'm wondering if that would pertain to framing, because, you know, framing is not cheap, especially for this print. It's a big print. And but I may try it out and see if Jeff can give me.
I'll tell you what, I can ask him. I can ask him. Remember, the code word is Fowler. Tell him that.
Fowler.
You know, I'm the one that told you to call him, and I mean, he might knock a little bit off of it. You never know, but we are. I mean, it gives me a great reminder. DanielMooreArt.com coming up. You know, we'll have a lot of Christmas shopping that'll start next week. You ladies have already got a list, and if you got that Alabama fan in your life, it's DanielMooreArt.com. 20% off of any of that product, and the code word is Fowler, Fowler, DanielMooreArt.com. But I'll ask Jeff. I need to go see him in the next couple of days, so if you don't talk to him, maybe I can for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be coming over for the Iron Bowl, and I'll be down there on Friday. So I would try to drop it off then, and you know, just picking it back up is my biggest
dilemma, but I do appreciate
they can ship it. They can ship it. They can ship. Yeah, I mean, they. Now I don't know. I mean, you got a goal line stand print. I'm not sure you want to ship it, but you know what I mean. I mean, I don't trust the federal government.
It's signed by the artist.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't trust the federal government to deliver anything. But if you, I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I said that, and then I realized you're asking the Postal Service to. We love you ladies out there and men who carry the mail. We appreciate you guys, but your service is not very reliable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, we've had a big issue over here in Georgia.
Oh, that. Lord. But, I've got to know my neighbors because of the mail.
Hey, but I do appreciate you dropping his name. He did give me a lot of insight into the print itself, and it's worth a lot more money than I thought it was. So I appreciate that, Ryan. Hey, as far as my dilemma with the SEC game, you know, I've heard both sides of the story from some of your callers today and earlier, but you know, part of me wants to maybe shoot for that number 5 spot because we get to play number 12 at home. But if it's Texas in the SEC game, I feel like we've got some unfinished business with Texas. And what better way to settle that than knocking them out of an SEC championship, especially when they're being their first year in the conference. So if it's Texas, I'm all about going and beating them. But, you know, if we could get number 5, you know, we played number 12 at home, and then we would, if we won that game, we'd go play number 4 at a neutral site. So number 5 is a pretty sweet spot, too.
You know, you brought up that Texas thing, and we let them off the hook last year. We did. I mean, they came to our place after we'd returned the trip to or got the first trip to Austin. We beat them there. We need to remind them who the king is, and we're the king of the SEC.
That's right.
You destroyed 2 leagues, and you had to come join our league. So you moved into our neighborhood. You understand that we're Alabama, okay? You're Texas. Right. You have a lot of swimming and diving trophies, and you've won 1 national title in over 50 years. So. And Kalen DeBoer's 2-0 against you, by the way. We claim that too. Roll Tide.
Yeah, Roll Tide. I'd love to go over there or go down to Atlanta and smack them around. And but hey, one more quick thing before I give you my scores, Ryan. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, I just happened to be in Dallas last week, and I had the privilege of touring AT&T Stadium, and what a beautiful facility. I mean, top notch, and I know it's starting to get a little older, but it's still a very, very nice facility. And I got to meet a guy named Drew Pearson. Does that ring a bell to you?
Sure it does. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I got him to sign a picture and specifically for you, so I need to get
No way! Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, man,
yes, sir.
That is so awesome. Well, thank you, McBama. That is so awesome. Drew Pearson, obviously Pro Football Hall of Fame just a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Isn't he in the
Ring of Honor?
Isn't he into politics now?
You know, I don't know. He was actually too nice of a guy for me to believe that, but he may be.
Okay, I may be wrong. I
know he's a very successful businessman around Dallas, and then, but he's as nice as he could be. But he signed he personalized a picture for you, and I'll get that to you.
Man, that is so awesome. Well, thank you. Listen, I love Cowboy stuff, and you know, when you're a Cowboys fan, and I'm a lifelong Cowboy fan. My dad was a Cowboys fan. I had a cousin that grew up as a Cowboys fan, and. Didn't have I didn't have a choice with my teams, man. It was like my parent, you know, my dad picked my teams, right? Alabama. No, you don't have a choice. You're not going to be blue and orange. No, sir. No, you're not going to do that. And then he was a Cowboys guy. And I've got, you know, as I'm growing up, I've got Alabama shirts on and Cowboy stuff. I mean, I got photos to prove it. So I didn't just jump on when we won, you know, those 3 Super Bowls back there in the 90s. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. Wow, man, that is so awesome. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And
yeah, I'll figure out how to get it to you and mail it to you. Or, you know, when I'm over there in a couple of weeks for the Iron Bowl, maybe we can just connect or something. But
yeah, please do.
Anyway,
please do. That would be so awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I may have been confused on the politician, but there's one Dallas Cowboy guy that has now got into politics, and I believe he's a member of Congress out there.
Is it Danny White? I thought Danny White may have been in politics. Maybe I'm wrong too, but
I need to do the Google search. I will. But hey, Mac Bama, give me a score. What do you think?
all right. So I'm thinking 35-10. Give me 300 yards on Oklahoma's total yards.
Okay. MacBam, I know you send us the app message. If you'll do me a favor, send me an app message with your email, and I'll respond to it.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Roll
Thank you, man.
Tide.
Thank you. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. MacBam in Atlanta. Appreciate that. Man, Dallas Cowboys. I need anything that can lift me up after watching my team just kind of drift away. Ram McCullough. Ram, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
Everything's going good, Ryan. I planted my grain field Saturday. So
Perfect.
I hit it.
Oh, it's perfect, man. This rain will beat it in the ground, man. You're perfect. I mean, it's
got it good for once.
Ellen,
but
I was going to plant some Marshall rye in a couple of spots, and I guess this rain's going to give me the opportunity. So,
yeah, and usually when it sits, the birds get it, turkeys and everything. But I'll go ahead and give you my score, and
you got a couple of weeks. I mean, the acorns are dropping right now, so man, you gonna have a.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not going to hit those green fields for I mean, they will, but not like they will in a few weeks. So I think you just timed it perfect.
Yeah, I seems to be a lot of mass down at the place that I take care of, so they've got plenty of acorns.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's like their candy. All right, Ryan. I know a lot of folks trying to get in.
Okay.
37-17.
Okay.
288.
288. And Ram, you gave me a chance when we talk about buck, the big old buck hunting contest that we've been talking about, the second annual weekly winners, Visa gift cards, big prize at the end. So if you happen to, get lucky and one of them big boys step out there and you put him on the ground, do a little ground check on him, you can go to the big old buck hunting contest, Tide109.com, Tide109.com, the big old buck hunting contest, and your chance to win a good little prize package. So best of luck to you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you, my man.
Yep, right back to you, Ram. Thank you. We do have one line available, 205-342-9904. We're powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, and we're doing a Southern Ale House score prediction day. Let's go to Elias, ESPN Billboard guy. Elias, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well, man. Hey, Elias.
What's up, Ryan Fowler?
Oh, this is Joseph. Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
This is Joseph. That's right.
Okay. My bad. Well, Joseph, how are you, man? Having a good day?
I'm having a pretty good day, Ryan Fowler. The national championship thing, and I've tried to bet people on this, Ryan Fowler, but I haven't had those takers on this. I'm betting people that Alabama won't win a national championship with a mirror, and I'm asking them to put $100, $200, whatever they want to put down.
Well, I mean, 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have even bet on Alabama to be in the college football playoffs, so I don't expect you to be anything other than a Debbie Downer.
But I'm trying to put some money on it because I want to see how confident somebody is in Jalen Milroe. That way, when somebody loses a little bit of money, they'll learn, okay, maybe this guy is right about a lot more things than we think. Anyhow.
I mean, do you ever just get tired of hating on Jalen Milroe?
I don't hate on him. I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
I don't know what you call this then.
He's a good athlete. Like, you could put him in receiver and he'd be good. Running back, awesome. He'd be a good running back.
Well, you may not be tired of it, but I am.
But I think Ty Simpson's going to carry us to a natty. I really do. I think Ty Simpson or whoever takes over the reins next at QB, we're gonna win a natty with them. You watch, because from what I've seen, and our backups play, we're gonna have a good somebody can sling it, gets in there next time, and that's what Alabama needs. Because then they won't be able to stack the box, and you're going to have to respect our pass game, and our running backs will be able to break free a little more because they ain't got people coming down in the box all the time. I mean, Alabama's going to be a little bit more complete team. You watch after Monroe these. I just feel it in my bones, Ryan Fowler. You know, Jacob Coker won a national championship his first year quarterback. Tua won his first year. I mean, AJ won his first year. I'm telling you, whoever takes over the reins next for Monroe has got a ring coming, Ryan Fowler.
Okay. I mean, we've debated this so much. I mean, we're going to have to agree to disagree. I mean, you obviously have your opinion. I'm trying to respect it as much as I possibly can, but I mean, if you can't watch this past game against Mercer and see that Jalen Milroe's the best option, then I don't really know what else I can say.
You didn't put Ty Simpson there?
Well, sure.
He did an Eli Manning play in the Super Bowl. I mean, you didn't see what Austin Mack done when he dropped a dime in there? I mean, I hadn't seen Miro do a pass like Ty Simpson and Austin Mack all year. I mean, they were dropping dimes out there, Ron Powell. I mean, dimes. And did you not see Dylan Lonergan? I'm talking about clicking.
I mean, none of these things that you're saying I disagree with on the quarterbacks. I mean, we do have a very talented quarterback room, but this year, right now, Jalen Milroe is the best option. And if you don't believe me, call in tomorrow evening, 6:30. Chris Stewart's going to be hosting the Kalen DeBoer Show, and you can call and you can make your argument why he's making the wrong decision. You can tell him to his face, because I don't think you're man enough to do it.
Oh, I've told him before, Ryan. I called him before, Ron Fowler, on the Nick Saban show, and asked Nick Saban why he was playing, I mean, look back at it.
What did he tell you?
But Nick Saban pretty much admitted that at the time, and you're going to laugh when I say this, because what I called in about, he wound up being a first-round draft corner pick, and he's playing good in the NFL today. But this is back when he was young. He was young as the corner. It was Marlon Humphrey. He was being picked on. Marlon Humphrey was, and I was asking Saban, what can you do to cover up Humphrey's flaws? I said, what can you do? I mean, because they're picking on him. And then Saban just went on a long talk saying, don't worry, we can do this, we can do that. But really, he didn't have an answer at the time because he was young and inexperienced. They wound up going on to be a first-round draft pick lockdown corner. But I mean, at the time though, he was being picked on, and they didn't have answers. So I'm just trying to tell you, some of these questions, some of the fans ask are legit questions, and that college football. I mean, we got time to sit around and think about stuff that the average coach don't have time to think about.
Come on, Joseph. I mean, this call, I'm trying to give you an out. It just gets dumber and dumber and dumber. I mean, it's
What's
like.
Up?
You think you know more than the coaches?
No. Listen, fellas.
You said you have time to sit around and think about it. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not what you just said?
The reason Miro's starting.
No. What you just said. You said I got a chance and other fans get a chance to sit around and we have more time to think than the coaches. I mean, you realize how ignorant that sounds?
I mean, when you think about Alabama 24/7, Fowler, you really, coaches, they take breaks.
I think about driving a Lamborghini, but it doesn't help me anything. I mean, I don't have.
I think about Bama 24/7, like literally. It's like I think about Alabama 24/7 and study them. And I'm trying to tell you, Ryan Fowler, that
help.
But the reason Miro is starting is because the team wants him to start, and they're not going to play for nobody else.
Oh, come on, Joseph, just give me a score, man. I got to move on. I got to go. I mean, I just rinse and repeat. This is just like the same thing you and I have been addressing for a year and a half.
Everybody wants to look at Jalen Milroe's running and say, "Oh, he's a good quarterback. He's good." Yeah, nobody doubts he can run the ball. Nobody doubts that.
I'll tell you what. Forget about Colin Kalenbor. Screw that. Just for a minute, okay? Go find you a defensive coordinator. Okay. I don't even know what high school. Okay. What's the nearest high school to you? You don't even have to tell me. If you don't want to tell me, that's fine. Go down to the high school. They're probably out of the playoffs. Knock on the door and go in there and talk to a defensive coordinator, okay? And you ask him what it's like to go up against a mobile quarterback and what he would do to stop that.
Well,
seriously, forget about Kalen DeBoer. That's too advanced. Go down, find you a defense coordinator at a Pee-wee football team, and you say, I got a guy like Jalen Milroe. What do I do to stop him? You may be there all day.
Well, I can tell you a guy who's got that answer, and he proved the second half of the second half. And that's Kirby Smart. And he sure shut Alabama offense down second half.
Okay, just please give me a score because I'm about to cuss on the air and I don't want to.
Okay, score I got 35-21.
35-21. Oklahoma total yards.
Oklahoma total yards, I would say 150.
35-21, 150. It's a lot of points for a quarterback that doesn't know what he's doing.
Is that quarterback hurt?
No, you gave Alabama 35 points. That's a lot of points for a quarterback that, according to you, can't even tie his own shoes.
He can run the football. That's the advantage. He can go 1-2 run.
Is this like a prank call? Is this like?
You can hit screen passes.
Did you lose a bet at the local bingo hall or something? And it said, "Tell you what, punishment. You got to call in and make yourself look like a fool for, I don't know, a year, 2 years."
You're gonna look back, Ryan Fowler, on this. And you're gonna look back on this phone call when we make the playoffs and somebody shuts this down so bad.
No, I won't because I know what the best option is right now. I gotta go. I gotta go. We'll put Ryan Williams back there. That'd be the best option.
I'm talking about when they shut us down and we can't throw, and he can't throw to win the game for us, and they shut his running game down. I'm going to remind you, Ryan Fowler.
Okay.
This phone call
you will. Okay. Please do. 205-342-9904. All right, I got to run. I like I said, I'm trying to be nice. It's a challenge. Do you have timberland that you don't know what to do with? Give North River Timber Company a call. Courtney White and his team of over 20 years experience, West Alabama and East Mississippi, offering timber harvesting, timber appraisals, comprehensive management plans. As a registered forester in Alabama, Courtney and his team can help you decide how to maximize your potential for your land. Courtney says timber is like money in the bank. See what your investment can do for you. Contact Courtney White at 205-242-5127, 205-242-5127, North River Timber CO at gmail.com, North River Timber CO at gmail.com. We're coming back. We'll take more phone calls. Southern Owl House score prediction day. I will tell you that we're a little guest heavy tomorrow, and generally we're a little bit more on Wednesday than we are on Tuesday. We do have several guests, so don't wait until the last minute. Southern Owl House score prediction day. We'll get a breath natural water source that flows just under 1 million gallons a day. They have partnered with Waterway of Alabama, and they've been in the water delivery business for over 30 years to have Blue Spring living water delivered right to your home, right to your front door every month. New customers get their 5 jugs for $50, and the empties are exchanged every month for new ones. I know we have it at the Fowler household. We drink more water because of BlueSpringLivingWater.com. You can sign up at 205-602-3426. Talk to someone directly. Blue Spring Living Water can also be found. Mark Smart down.
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Live from Walk On Sports Bistro for Hillcrest Huddle. That's Brent Jones each week as the Hillcrest Patriots march towards the playoffs.
MedCenterUrgentCare.com. We expect the unexpected. Locations in Tuscaloosa, Northport, North River, right there off Rice Mine Road, Fayette, Demopolis, Hoover. The great doctors, urgent care, family medicine, injuries, occupational health, sports physicals. We do expect the unexpected. MedCenter.
Thank you for trusting us to get you going for the past 39 years.
Northport Auto Supply. Why go anywhere else?
Big Mike's downtown Moundville, only about 15 minutes from where I'm located. Also in Gunnersville, Alabama, Thomasville, Andalusia, Auburn, Alabama, Orange Beach. You'll find one of the best steaks in the state of Alabama, voted by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association and many other great publications recognizing the great ribeye, the seafood entrees. You'll find those, the great service. It is Big Mike's downtown Moundville. If you're looking for a great steak, Wednesday through Saturday, 4 until 10, Big Mike's, downtown Moundville.
It's the longest running sports show in Tuscaloosa. You're listening to The Game with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9.
It's just us. You know it's not the same as it was.
All right, remember to keep it on Tide 100.9. We've got our rankings coming up. That will be Tide109.com. I know Wyatt, his team, Jaisha, Simon, and everybody else are going to be having his college football playoff selection. Remember to find us on the Twitter side of things, Facebook. You can, we'll update that, and we'll see where Alabama, if they move up. And you say it's not important. I don't know if I agree with that with J-Rob. I think they are setting something up. Did they help Alabama last year? No, Alabama earned their way there. But here we are. That will be coming up, I believe it is 7 to 8. 7 to 8. So you've got your, college football playoff show, and then we'll have a teleconference following that. That's the fun part. I mean, it gets kind of crazy in there. But 7 to 8 Eastern, so 6 to 7 on the Central Time Zone here on November the 19th. And then next week, it'll be an hour later. So we'll watch that. We'll see where Alabama is located. 205-342-9904. Southern El House Score Prediction Day, Taco Tuesday at Dockside, and also the burgers happening at the original location. Let's go to Tommy Thunder. Tommy Thunder, Romulus, Alabama. Tommy, I hope all is well. Welcome into the game.
All is well. I was going to really pick on you, but I'm going to give you a break after that last caller. I really am. I wasn't going to say nothing bad about the Cowboys and nothing like that. Spare you and Jay, Rob, and the other. I'm going to tell you something, and now I'm going to be real serious. Joseph, you're a joke as a caller. You're pathetic. I heard the same bull 40 years ago with Walter Lewis and 12 or 13 with Blake Sims. He's an athlete. He can be a running back. He can be a DB, but he can't play quarterback because he can't throw them in. You know what? Hey, Joseph, what is Carson Beck against Jalen Milroe? Carson Beck is 0-2. But no, we play Alabama. We lose and we win as a team. One player don't cost us, okay? We win and lose. Learn the concept. And I'm going to rip somebody else. Nick, you say this kid is a good caller. He took dumb points from you.
You talking about Bama Nick? You talking about Bama Nick? Okay.
Yeah. Said, Oh, Joseph's a good call. AC a good call. No, they take stupid points from you. Teach them how to open a beer bottle and learn how to drink correctly, because they are pathetic. I've heard this crap, but you don't want to say the word, but it's just really ridiculous. Hey, Joseph, to cover your asset, I'm pretty sure if you bet against 10 Alabama fans, I'll take you up on it, you'll bet against 10 other, the Alabama win. So don't play the betting game. You say you don't have the faith in your team. You're full of crap, okay? I'm being kind. I listened to that crap for 8 minutes. And I'm like, it's the same BS all the time. He just don't like Milrose. Hey, Ty Simmons is going to win us a national championship.
I'm thinking Jalen probably took his girlfriend. That's probably what it was.
Did.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
did.
Yeah, at some point, I think, probably his girlfriend's got a poster up of Jalen Milroe or something, and he doesn't like it.
She got a jersey of Jalen Milroe, something, I don't know, son. I don't know what this crap is. This has gone on for 2 years. You know what? I'm not worried about.
But if you've got a halfway football, I mean, I'm not asking to be, X's and O's and draw up, cover threes or quarters or whatever. But if you watch the game, how can you not look at Jalen Milroe and say he's the best?
Well, he had bad games like everybody. All right. Georgia quarterback 8-2. Ole Miss quarterback 8-2. Tennessee quarterback 8-2. Our quarterback 8-2. All these quarterbacks is supposed to be so much better. The only one who got a good record against Alabama is a quarterback from Texas, Beer. But the quarterback from Missouri got a losing record against Jalen Milroe and Alabama. So where's the facts? I want to hear hard facts from these guys who's supposed to be an expert on talking crap. It's really annoying the hell out of me when you got somebody so stupid don't know football. All right? And that's a stupidity. I mean, really, it's insulting. We're supposed to have fun and stuff like that, but this is every freaking week that he ridicules. He's our quarterback. Better or worse, he's our quarterback. You support him.
And I don't know of anybody that represents the University of Alabama as good as Jalen Milroe.
No. Maybe Ron Williams be the next one. It's just really, what a positive young man. When halftime, he runs to the portal or the tunnel, and he greets his team, saying something to each play, high-five me, Georgia. I'm like, he's a leader. So what? He missed a pass. I got a question to Joseph. All right, do you want Tristan Miller and Corey Miller to line up and chase you in football, see how well you throw it? I sure as hell wouldn't want to run against them or run away from them. I'll probably take the knee and go in a fetal position and say, don't hit me. I can't take the beating no more, but hey.
I mean, is Milroe a perfect quarterback? No.
No.
But show me one. Show me one.
Nobody won.
Show me a perfect quarterback.
Tom Brady lost Super Bowls. Oh, my goodness, I said something bad. Ooh. I mean, I'm just going to give you Alabama historical fact, but I have to listen to that nonsense for 11 minutes.
Well, okay, since we're going to do that, can we talk about the Iron Bowl?
No. Oklahoma's the best 5-5 team in the nation, okay? And you better respect them, Ron Fowler. It's just like going to the Garden of Eden. You got 15 other vipers out there telling you how sweet, how good looking. So don't be an E, Ron Fowler. Focus on the task ahead. That's my Bible story for the day.
Okay.
Are you happy with it?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've never been told a Bible story like that before. Watch out for the other 15 vipers. They talk, slick talk, and all this. No. Take care of business. Oklahoma. Oh, yeah. We just hope you take mercy on us. Oh, no. They looking forward to playing Alabama. They looking forward to being the SEC. And Alabama have never won in Norman, Oklahoma. Jalen, the boy, could do something that no other Alabama coach have done. And this football.
You could also tie Frank Thomas, too.
Yeah. There's other thing I can point out, but I will not toward the end of the season. But no, we don't look at the Iron Bowl. We take Oklahoma serious. Because we don't take no harm to see it. Next week, Joe's will be telling you, I told you, Daniel Milroe will lose a game. Y'all won't get in the playoffs. We won't get in the playoffs. Oh, God. I mean, all right, we don't win a national championship. We don't win it. But right now, we got this season. I'm not worried about the season, next season, 25 or 26. Who's going to be the quarterback? We are playing with the hand we are dealt with now. And Kalen DeBoer have done the best he can. I'm very proud that he's our head football coach at the University of Alabama.
Roll. Tom, you got a score for me?
Oh, I forgot it now since I got so fired up and all the silliness. 38-16.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can talk about Auburn.
Well, I was going to do something in the honor of Dawson. I was going to say 55-10, but Joseph, this other crap, really ridiculous.
Joseph got you all fired up, did he?
Well, I mean, you're supposed to talk about X's and O's and all this. I'm like, well, yeah, another quarterback who wore the number 2 had problems throwing the ball, hitting receiver. And didn't 2 years ago he took his team to the Super Bowl? They didn't win, but he got there. Oh, he never will be a pro quarterback. He's an athlete. He can be a running back. Or he can play receiver. I'm so tired of hearing that BS. I'm really sick of it. And if you're truly an Alabama fan, you wouldn't bring this BS up. All right? I'm calling you out. If you don't bring... So go ahead.
Hey, give me the yardage, total yardage by Oklahoma before you go.
I'm going to say 274.
274. Tommy, I appreciate you, man. I got to run. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one. Take care.
Right back to you. 205-342-9904. Let's go to KC. KC, good afternoon. You're in the game. KC. No KC. All right, I'll put him back on hold. We'll try him. Why don't we take a break? We'll come back. We'll take Rocket Man coming up in a couple of minutes. We'll take your calls at 205-342-9904. Med Center Urgent Care Family Medicine. No appointment necessary. The super doctors who live and work in our community. It is Med Center Urgent Care Family Medicine. Hey, we're giving away a nice prize package that includes dozen red roses courtesy of Pat's Florist. 1010 Queen City Avenue. We're also doing Mark's Mark. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys. Mark's Mark, downtown Northport, Southern Ale House gift card. Thank you, Justin, the entire crew over there. And you could use that at either location. You could use it at the Southern Ale House on 1530 McFarland Boulevard or Marina Drive, where they're doing Taco Tuesday. Your options right there. So go enjoy a great meal on us. And then also we'll put in Daniel Moore calendar for 2025 featuring the great Nick Saban and the legendary moments of the 17-year tenure here in Tuscaloosa. We'll continue with more college football playoff rankings released in the 6 o'clock hour. We're going to be off the air, but
units will fly away from Townsend Nissan.
Town Square delivers within 30 miles. And if they don't have what you need, they'll get it. Cypress Supply, 2036 62nd Avenue, Tuscaloosa. Cypress-supply.com.
Northport Power Equipment, largest inventory Husqvarna dealer in the Southeast. You'll find the Husqvarna models for residential and the professional landscapers, Skag commercial mowers, residential mowers, backpack blowers, handheld blowers, battery-operated tools. The service department at Northport Power Equipment.
It's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Where the season never ends. This is your home of Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Jaisha, will you add Ellis to the conversation? My laptop over here kind of froze on me there. Add Ellis to the line. Let's go to Ellis in Manchester, Tennessee. Oh, no Ellis. There we go. Ellis.
Yeah, I'm here.
There we are. How are you, Ellis? Good afternoon, sir. You're in the game.
What's up, Ryan Fowler?
I'm good. I got about a minute right here.
Man, Tommy Thunder brung the heat today.
He brought it. Man.
He told the truth, too. He was speaking the truth.
He was very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good.
What about the earthquake in Jasper, Alabama? Yeah.
I was going to say something smart, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm trying to be nice. No.
It's Fulton County, Ryan. The home of Goober Lindsay.
I heard you were related to him. Is that true?
Could be.
Okay. Hey, give me a score. Alabama to Oklahoma.
47-17.
47-17. Oklahoma total yards.
232.
Got it. I got to get out of here. We're rolling with the Tide. We got college football playoff appearance. I appreciate you, Ellis.
Roll Tide, Ryan Fowler.
Roll Tide. The last duck through the hole. 47-17. Hey, big thanks to everybody.